At 10:12 a.m. on a bright morning in the Indian Ocean, calm waves glistened under the sun, hiding a silent danger moving fast beneath the horizon. Have you ever heard of the pirates of Somalia? Not the kind from old stories with swords and rum, but real modern-day pirates armed with AK-47s, rocket launchers, and speedboats that slice across the sea like blades. These men once ruled the dangerous waters off the Horn of Africa, turning shipping lanes into hunting grounds. But one day, their greed led them to make a decision that would change everything. They decided to take on a ship they should never have approached, a warship of the United States Navy. Now imagine this, a group of pirates in small wooden skiffs, engines roaring, heading toward a massive steel destroyer stretching over 300 meters long. This isn't a cargo ship or a fishing trawler, it's a floating fortress armed with missiles, cannons, and the most advanced radar systems on Earth. Still, the pirates didn't know. They thought it was just another easy target to capture for ransom. But that day, the pirates would learn what happens when they try to mess with one of the most powerful naval forces in the world. Somalia's pirates didn't appear overnight. Their story began decades ago. In the early 1990s, after years of war and government collapse, chaos ruled the country. Foreign ships began illegally fishing in Somali waters, stealing the local fishermen's livelihood, and even dumping toxic waste near their coasts. With no law, no navy, and no hope, some of those fishermen turned to piracy. At first, they called themselves Coast Guards, claiming they were protecting their waters. But greed took over. Soon, they began hijacking massive cargo ships, demanding millions in ransom. What began as desperation became a business, a dangerous, violent business. By the mid-2000s, the world was watching. Somali pirates had captured oil tankers, cargo ships, and even luxury yachts. They had rocket-propelled grenades, machine guns, and fast boats that could surround a slow-moving ship in minutes. They didn't live on ships like the pirates of old, they had land bases, informants in ports, and entire network supporting them. Each attack brought huge ransom payments, sometimes millions of dollars, and with that money came power. But eventually, their luck would run out. In 2009, their boldness hit new levels when they hijacked a US-flagged cargo ship, the MV Maersk Alabama. The world watched in disbelief as the ship's crew fought back and the pirates took the captain, Richard Phillips, hostage. The US Navy responded immediately, sending one of its most capable destroyers, the USS Bainbridge, to the scene. For days, tense negotiations unfolded at sea. The pirates thought they could use the American captain as leverage. But they underestimated the Navy's precision and resolve. In a daring nighttime operation, Navy SEAL snipers fired 3 perfect shots, killing the pirates instantly and rescuing Captain Phillips unharmed. It was a clean, flawless operation, and a clear message: no one threatens an American ship and walks away. But the pirates didn't stop. The very next year, in April 2010, another U.S. warship, the USS Nicholas, encountered pirates off the Somali coast. The destroyer's radar detected small boats approaching fast. When the crew tried to communicate, the pirates fired first. Bullets bounced harmlessly off the destroyer's armored hull. Within seconds, the ship's gunners locked on and returned fire. The pirates had made a fatal mistake. The USS Nicholas quickly disabled their skiff, arrested the surviving attackers, and towed the wreckage back to port. For the US Navy, it was just another mission. For the pirates, it was a nightmare they'd never forget. To understand how these events unfold, you need to know what the US Navy brings to the fight. Each destroyer is equipped with powerful radar systems that can detect a small boat miles away. They have close-in weapon systems capable of firing hundreds of rounds per second, water cannons that can blast a pirate boat out of control, and even long-range acoustic devices, massive sound weapons that emit deafening tones strong enough to make attackers turn away in agony. And these are just the non-lethal measures. If things escalate, the Navy can unleash missiles, helicopters, and even drones, all working together in perfect coordination. Still, the Navy prefers to deter, not destroy. They know that many pirates are poor fishermen turned desperate by poverty. That's why, before using lethal force, the Navy often deploys non-lethal deterrents. One of the most effective is the LRAD system, a high-powered sound weapon that sends a focused beam of sound so loud it causes unbearable pain and confusion. Imagine a noise so piercing that it feels like it's drilling through your skull. That's the LRAD. Another weapon in the arsenal is the water cannon. With incredible force, it can blast water across hundreds of feet, creating a wall that pirates simply can't pass. Some ships also use laser dazzlers, green beams that temporarily blind attackers without causing permanent harm. These methods save lives while keeping the upper hand. But when things turn violent, the U.S. Navy shows why it's unmatched at sea. Take the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, sleek, powerful, and bristling with weapons. Each one carries an Aegis combat system, a radar and missile network so advanced it can track and destroy multiple targets simultaneously. Or the Zumwalt-class destroyer, a futuristic stealth warship designed to evade radar and strike with hypersonic missiles traveling over 5 times the speed of sound. These ships are not just tools of war, they are symbols of deterrence, peace through strength. Despite all that, some pirates still take the risk. Why? Because desperation clouds judgment. They see a massive vessel and dream of ransom money, not realizing they're facing a destroyer that could wipe them off the map before they even get close. In one encounter, pirates opened fire at night, thinking they'd surprise a cargo ship. But the moment they fired, floodlights lit up the ocean, and the roar of engines from a Navy helicopter filled the air. Within minutes, the pirates were blinded by lasers, deafened by the LRAD, and surrounded by fast response boats. Their weapons dropped into the sea as they surrendered in panic. For them, it was over before it even began. The fight against piracy isn't just America's responsibility. It's a global effort. The United Nations, NATO, and the International Maritime Bureau all work together to monitor and prevent piracy. The Combined Task Force 150, a multinational naval alliance, patrols critical trade routes in the Gulf of Aden and the Arabian Sea. Ships from dozens of countries share intelligence, track suspicious vessels, and respond to distress calls. The U.S. Navy often leads these missions, coordinating with allies like the UK, France, and Japan to keep sea lanes safe. Together, they form a protective shield over one of the world's busiest maritime corridors. Thanks to this united front, pirate attacks have dropped dramatically in recent years. Many former pirates have been captured or driven away from the coast. Some even returned to fishing, realizing the risk isn't worth it anymore. But the danger hasn't vanished completely. Small groups still hide along Somalia's remote coastline, waiting for a chance to strike again. That's why the Navy never lets its guard down. Every radar contact is checked, every signal investigated. Because at sea, even one mistake can cost lives. The story of piracy off Somalia's coast isn't just about criminals and warships, it's about the balance between power and restraint. The U.S. Navy could easily destroy any pirate threat within minutes. But instead, it operates with precision and discipline, showing strength without unnecessary destruction. It's a reminder that true power isn't in the trigger, it's in control. As the sun sets over the endless ocean, a U.S. Navy destroyer glides silently across the waves, its deck lights glowing softly under the night sky. For the sailors aboard, it's another night of watch duty, scanning the horizon for signs of danger. They know the sea is unpredictable, that threats can appear without warning. But they also know something else, that as long as the stars and stripes fly over those decks, no pirate will ever rule these waters again. The ocean was calm once more, but everyone on board knew that calm never lasts forever. Somewhere out there, another small boat might be plotting its next move. Another radar blip might soon appear on the screen. And when that moment comes, the US Navy will be ready. Because peace at sea isn't promised, it's protected, every single day, by those who stand watch, by those who serve, and by those who refuse to let fear control the waves. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Stay connected with US Navy media for more upcoming videos and engaging content.